Buongiorno. This is David Britt, your professor, coming to you today from Lucca, 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 Italy. And this is a town about an hour and 10 minutes west of Florence and about 30-minute train ride east of Pisa, of Leaning Tower fame. This is the square in the middle of the city. This used to be a Roman amphitheater. Now it's a place with restaurants and flower market and just all around beautiful place to be. Let's see, what I wanted to do this week is talk to you a little bit about the discussion question that is posed for lesson one. So here are some of my thoughts, and hopefully this will give you some ideas as you go forward. Remember, by the way, for all discussion boards, you have to have your initial post in by Thursday at 11:59. Then you have to have a minimum of 2 response posts in by Sunday night at 11:59. So make sure that you do that, please. The discussion question this week talks about the movement in human resources from an administrative function to a strategic function. Administrative to strategic. I can tell you that 20 some odd, 30 some odd years ago, when I had my organization in corporate America, human resources is nowhere near what it is today. At that time, for human resources, what we used them for happened to be help with job descriptions, have them help us post open positions. They talked to us about compensation. They developed compensation models and different charts that we had to follow. They did the negotiation on insurance every year. They conducted the exit interviews when someone left the organization. And so what you're getting the picture of is they existed so that we didn't get sued, or if we did, we had all of our ducks in a row. Well, I can tell you today that has changed radically. I'll give you a prime example, and this is an example of my son, who is in human resources for Allstate, but he was hired as a project manager in human resources. So he, last week, and this is very timely, last week he did a major presentation to the sales leaders throughout, the sales vice presidents throughout the organization on retention. And what they did was they did a predictive analysis. So they took data that they used and that they found through data analytics to be able to predict with 70% accuracy if a high potential performer was going to leave the company. And so obviously that's very important. I mean, if you have your high performers leaving the company, not only do you miss out on a great employee, but just all the cost associated with backfilling, training, and bringing the new people up to speed. And so he made that presentation, and the sales vice presidents embraced it because, again, if you can get ahead of those types of things, then obviously it's good for the organization. And so the change from a traditional human resource type of role to one where, again, in this example, where my son is using predictive analysis to help the organization with retention policies, very much different. So hopefully that gives you an idea and gives you a very practical example of how the roles of human resources have changed and are changing. Okay? Hope this helps. Look forward to your comments on this discussion board this week. Take care.